Morning, Chris. Good to see you, brother. Give me 1 second to get this out on Twitter and we will get going. Morning, Derek. Okay. All right, guys. So it's Friday the 13th. We've we've had a pretty decent week in the market. It's been a smooth week for us on stream this week. So now all our job is to just end the week on a high note. Just look for a good, solid couple setups. It's liable that there's going to be a lot of volatility today with every volatility um, with everything that's been going on overnight. So let's just wait our first 15 minutes like we always do. See what opportunities come our way. Uh, we're right back at that 60-10 area. We've been all over the board this week, but we just keep coming back to these magnet levels. So, again, very similar plan to what yesterday morning was. Over 60-10, we're bullish. Under 60-10, we're bearish. So we got like 8 more minutes or so to let 60-10 fully develop and show us if it wants to break over it or under it. And that'll tell me which way I kind of want to go. Because as of right now, I have no bias. Like I could see us just ripping back up, busting 60-20, maybe getting back to 60-30, or I could also see us just completely, flushing under 6,000 and then having a red day. So I can equally see both outcomes happening. So I'm just going to wait and then let the market show me which way we're going. 66. Yeah, dude. You're about right on that. I think a cup of coffee at Starbucks, like I think I'm paying $7 or $8 every morning or something. It's absurd. Um, but I mean, you go to any coffee shop now, and I think it's the same price anywhere. So what are you going to do? I mean, you can go to a gas station, which I don't hate gas station coffee, guys, at all. But that's gas station or McDonald's. That's the only way that you're going to get cheaper. But $66 in pre-market, man, we'll take it. Um, I'm up a little bit starting my day already. You know, I shorted overnight last night in one of my accounts when I saw the news breaking and happening. So I'm up like around 4 grand in one account already, and then I need to get the other one started for the day. So uh, either way, it's going to be a profitable Friday. Let me get the Twitter chat pulled up here so I can stay up with you guys. All right, we are good to go. Get some nicotine in us. I don't know what was up with me yesterday, guys. That last pouch in the pack sent me on a spiral. I was getting pretty sick. Um, so Sean, about if I do any live feeds with options trading, so I'm only doing ES futures, but ES and SPY move the exact same. So whatever SPY is doing, ES is doing. So if I'm going long on ES, that means SPY is also going to be long. So that means calls. Um, And same way, if I'm selling ES, then if you're wanting to trade SPY options, then I would do puts. Um, I traded SPY options for many years, and I enjoyed it. I made money with SPY. Once you learn how to read SPY, I think it's a great tool to have. But then when you learn about ES, which is quite literally just the futures version of SPY, and then you don't have any time decay, you don't have any like BS contract selection or implied volatility that you got to worry about, then I think you would probably enjoy ES a little bit better. Just the contracts move cleaner and you can make a lot of money. But if you want to stick with SPY, that's all fine by me, whatever's making you money. But any trade I take on ES works for SPY. Having nicotine withdrawals. Yeah, I haven't got any nicotine withdrawals yet, but I also haven't given myself enough time to fill a withdrawal. So, take that how you will. We got about 4 minutes here, guys, and our open range is defined. Right now, it's looking like it wants to hold 60-10. If that's the case, that's fine by me. We'll go long if it does. I don't care either way. We'll make money both sides. Oh yeah, it doesn't happen when you're not addicted and can quit anytime. I think I say that every day. Well, I'm not addicted, guys. I could quit today if I wanted to. Now, if I was taking nicotine every day and talking about it constantly, I mean, you could make an argument that I was addicted, but I'm not doing that. Only on weekdays. Man, I mean, it's all about how you use the word. I mean, you navigate life. It's just your word choice is important. Some people might say addicted. I say committed. That sounds a lot better. Now I'm from a position of strength. Like, oh, Gary, he's not addicted to nicotine. He's committed. He's fighting the good fight. See, I mean, it could be the same outcome, but all how you word it, completely different effect. Yeah, or when the wife is shopping. I mean, I'm not addicted, guys. I'm not addicted. Don't make any mistakes. So we're right here coming back towards 6005. We need to pick a direction because we're quite literally right in the middle here. Um, I'm leaning bullish, but I'm going to wait this next minute or so and see. I'll put one starter on long and then put a stop loss right here at 6,000. So a 7 point stop for me, which is wider than I normally keep it because I go by the market structure. But, um, I'm playing off of levels here. I'm thinking that 60-10 will likely give us a little bit of a break. But if not, then I'm going to get caught at 6,000 and protect myself from the downside. If we can get back up to my average, I'll add another one. I only wanted to put one contract on for a little filler out here to see if we can hold the 6,000s. Oh, sorry. I wasn't watching Twitter chat, so someone asked, when I take a trade, can I mention the basics? Yeah, so um, down at the bottom of my chart, you guys can't see it, but to the bottom right, there's something that says chart trading, and I make sure that I select chart trading to be on. And then if that's the case, I go over here again to the right of my charts of these numbers right here, and I click the buttons. I just, buy or sell. Quite literally, they're, a big green or red button. When you do that, it automatically puts your position on screen for you, and then you can just drag your stop loss and take profit wherever you want, nice and easy on screen. So it all comes down to making sure that chart trading is turned on, and then from there, it's, real ease of access. Thanks for asking the question. I'm going to put another one on right here, guys. That looked like a test and hold of the 6,000 area. So if it was, then I want to be in at least two. In fact, I'll give myself one extra point. So I'll put my stop right there. In case it touches 6,000 and then wicks up, I'll give myself an extra point. Yeah, so stock done. I've talked about this. I like to keep my chart super clean because, I mean, the main thing I'm watching, man, is the candle structure. Just candle structure and direction of the day, with a couple psychological levels, sprinkled in. Um, but no, I don't really keep any other indicators on. I wait for my open range, the first 15 minutes to be defined, and then, yeah, I wouldn't really call that an indicator, but I'm just watching direction of the day, being mindful of what kind of directional momentum we have on the morning, and I just go from there. Testing this 6,000 level right here. We need to hold this or we're looking short. All right, so getting stopped right there, that's okay. First trade of the day, not a hitter. So now I'm going to wait and see if we can show weakness here and fully break down under 6,000, or if we, hold it and pop back up into that structure, I'll shoot the ball again. I tried to give myself, an extra point or so in case this wick was happening, but I might have still kept it too tight. We'll see. We're just still staying in that open range. yeah, it's just not making its mind up of which way it wants to go. Um, I'm going to take another shot to the long side because we popped back up into that. I was wanting that to happen a second ago. That's why I gave myself an extra point or so. But it just didn't happen for me. So maybe this is the shot that it happens. I put 3 on. We'll give her a shot here. A little bit of a wider stop. Could have gotten faked out again right there. Let's see, guys. If we get a proper break above 60-10, I think we're going to go for it. Move this up slightly here. Okay. Getting stopped again right there. So I'm not going to take another long unless we get above 60-10. Other than that, I'm looking for a short now. I want to come down a little bit closer to that open range low. Yeah, we'll get our winner. I'm not worried. Like you guys see, like I don't mind missing, 2 or 3 shots in a row. Because when we get our winner, then we really get our winner. And, if you are new here, you guys will see I shoot the ball a lot of times and I keep tight stop losses on. I'm going to start scaling into a short. I want to break under 59.90. We're touching the open range low right here. So I would imagine that we can dance around, bounce around here for a little bit. And then if this selling momentum can continue, we should get a decent push under it. Just my thoughts. So I'll scale in a little bit slower this time. Go ahead and put another one on there. Would like to maybe let it give me an opportunity to get up to maybe 5 contracts on this one if I can strategically add them in. So I don't have a stop loss on this position yet because I'm not done adding. Looking to bust that 59.90 mark. And if we could get down to the 59.70s, that would be pretty cool. So we're starting to peak under that open range low a little bit. I want to see if we can properly bust it and, make some of this money up. I'm adding up into this, meaning, it keeps going in my direction, so I put another contract on. Like I said, if it gives me an opportunity, I would like to get up to maybe 5 contracts in this trade. Touching 59.90, breaking under a little bit. All right, I took one of those contracts back off right there in case it wants to, not fail 59.90. Protect myself a little bit there. So stock done. I would say I do a large majority of my trading the first 2 hours, and then I give myself like an hour and a half or another 2 hour break after that during the chop fest of the day. Like after the first 2 hours, the market chops around for like another hour and a half or 2 hours. Usually, every day's different, but usually so. And then I'll come back like an hour and a half, 2 hours later to get ready for the afternoon session and see if we can get more direction to happen. So I'm just leaving these 2 contracts on to see what we're going to do with this 59. Okay. Looks like a news candle came out. We're going to let this thing sit a second. Back to basically entry here off of that. Okay. I took mine off right there basically at break even on those last 2 contracts. So looks like some sort of a news candle came out that data was expected. Um, to be full transparency, guys, I didn't check to see if data was coming out this morning, or I wouldn't have been in a trade near 10. Um, so for me, that was a slightly profitable trade because I took one of my contracts off at 59.90. Um, the news candle came out, waited for the retracement back close to entry, and then basically got out flat. That explains the market being choppy this morning and not wanting to break one way or the other yet. So now that that's out of the way, see if we can get some sort of a break. Take another little stab short, put this back on now that hopefully the volatility from that candle is done with. So my go-to source for news, really the only news that I truly care about is, I'll check the economic calendar. I didn't check it this morning, but normally I'll check the economic calendar to see if there's any, major data coming out that will have effects. That I keep Twitter pulled up, and other than that, I'm not really that concerned with news. News is not a big part of my trading strategy. So we've shown 20 minutes of weakness overall this morning. So, the past 20 minutes of action has been weak. So I'm gonna stick to the short side until we get a strong confirmation that we can reclaim the past 20 minutes worth of weakness. And if we can break 59.90, I think we're going to be off to the races on this position. The 5 minute chart, I keep a 5 minute pulled up on my other screen. It's still looking weak to me on the 5 minute. We're starting to push down and touch that open range low level again on the 5 minute. We just need a crack of 59.90 and then we got it, guys. I'm going to hold what I got here, and then if we break back under my entry, meaning that we're profitable on it, I'll add more into this. I might add two more onto it. Getting close to the add spot. Come on, you know you want to fail. Like I said, I think if we break under 59.90, I could see the low 80s coming, possibly even 59.75. So for me, it makes sense to sit in this trade. All right, I'm going to pile on into this a little bit. Break it. All right, took one of mine in the profit there. Okay, took those two re-ads already in the profit. Now I'm going to let my original position see if I can play out a little bit here. Decent break of that open range low. So, you know, this trade has worked. It's just whenever you guys want to take profits. And I'm going to start moving a stop here with me under that candle. And as this keeps developing, I'll keep dragging my stop. Okay, so I'm stopped in the profit there. So profitable trade. I was honestly, I was hoping for a sharper push to the downside. It's just we're not really getting any of those range breaks this morning so far. But that trade put us in the win column on our trade so far. So I think we're what, 2 losing trades, 1 winning trade now. So we still got some work to do to climb back, but we're well on our way. Let me change this Alp out. We'll go back to work here. Want to see if we can pull up back above the open range low, and then maybe fail it again. If we can get back up a little bit higher, I'll go short again. See, we're popping back into the open range low right now. So I'm going to start scaling back in short. Give me a little pop up for another entry point. So we'll shoot the ball again, guys. Put another one on right there. Now come down and take these 2 wicks out, hopefully. I'm just looking to take those 2 wicks down here out. You know, a little bit below those wicks right there, and I'll take this profit too. Just looking for little scalps to get ourselves back here. going to take another one on. The 5 minute is still closing below open range low. So, you know, I'm just sticking to my levels here, guys. And if we can't come down and clear that wick, then that's probably going to set the tone for a choppy day because we'll be just right back into the open range. Why do I use the 15 minute instead of the 30 or 60? Well, I feel like the 15 minute, I feel like that's a good opening range level because that's when you have, the highest volume of the morning is within those first 15 minutes. Um, and I feel like, if you made it 60, then you're going to be sitting out for, you're going to let a whole hour pass by when there's a lot of good action in that hour. The 30 is could probably work pretty decently too. The 30 wouldn't be that bad actually if you want to be, really cautious, have great confirmations, but I think 15 is perfect for me. I've used that for quite some time, and I get a lot of decent trades off of the 15. Take one of those in the profit right there. So I still got two on for my original take profit down here. Take the other one off just because it's been a nightmare chop zone this morning, and hopefully this one hits. Not a bad trade. I'm going to be happy with the outcome regardless on this one. There we go. Um, so to recap that trade right there, like I said, all morning we've been showing weakness for like the last 30, 40 minutes or so. We've got mainly nothing but selling. Um, we got the break of 59.90, not this past trade, but the one before that, made money there, and then it wicked up on us. So I was like, well, let's go back up and test that open range line and then come back down for some more. Now, hindsight's 2020 here. I took my profit too early, obviously, but what I did is I've made back most of the early two losses now with just like nice little scalps, base hit, and knowing that the market's been a little bit annoying this morning, I'm not going to just, keep staying in, hoping for larger breaks that may or may not come. It looks like now we are slurping this thing back up. But overall, Derek, I think the 15-minute orb is probably the perfect sweet spot. The 60-minute is too long for my style of trading, and I think you miss out on a lot of trades. 30-minute is good. I mean, you could do a 30-minute and probably be fine with it. But I think the 15-minute is plenty. Overall, choppy morning. We're navigating it. You know, we we took two small losses to start with, and then we've got 2 wins back under our belt. So now, we're basically playing flat so we can start. This this 5990 area is acting like a little bit of a magnet of itself. So we can't really fully break under that area. Every time that we do, we're popping right back up into it. So 5990 is now going to be an area of interest for me. And if we do fail 5990 here, I would look for more shorts. But otherwise, I'm going to try to let us, come back up into this structure a little bit here. Use 5990 as support, and then maybe try to go get the 6,000 break. Put a starter to the long side here. We're trying to break back into this range. See if we can like maybe climb midway up into the range. Doesn't really want to give too much below it. So maybe we put in a bottom here. This next candle coming out at 10:25 Eastern time might show us the direction. We're either going to break back up into open range, or we'll clear these lows and maybe get some nice momentum to the downside. So let me put a stop under that. Been choppy action this morning. Average into that some more here. Like I said, when we broke that 59.90, we got 10 points of a break. I don't know if that's enough to solidify a bearish day. And what I'm going to do is if we break above 59.90, I'll put another contract on, and I'll just let the thing ride today to see if we can break up into the 6,000s again. Could get stopped right here on it though. All right, yeah, getting stopped again there. Um, Difficult price action on the morning so far here, guys. So I'm going to sit back here for a couple minutes, see if we can get, you know, some better range happening, and then I'll shoot the ball again. So slight red on the morning for me right here, down 1,000, um, down 1,000 on two of my accounts, and then from the overnight session where I caught the short last night, I'm still up 2,500 in that one. So pretty flat for me overall in the morning. But that's trading sometimes, guys. We've had a fantastic week this week, and we keep taking our setups, and if they don't work on any given day, that's just how it falls. And I'm kind of glad that this is, well, sorry, I'm not glad that this is happening. I never, you know, wake up and say, yes, I want to lose money today. I hope I lose money. Nobody wakes up and hopes that they lose money, but this is going to happen, plenty of times in trading. And when you are, taking a couple losses, it's important that you just stay calm. You don't, get emotional or get frustrated and start, you know, jacking up your size, revenge trading. We'll do the same thing that we do every single day. If an opportunity comes, we'll shoot the ball. Either it hits for us or it misses. Um, we keep our risk where we're comfortable with and don't stress it. But it's still very early in the day. The market's been open 1 hour. So, you know, we got plenty of time to make this loss up. And then if a good setup comes our way, we'll take it with size and we'll make everything back in one or two trades. Might be time for another Alp. That's what I could do. How are you guys in the chat doing this morning? Are you guys getting chopped up like me? Are you small green, or what's the status with you guys? Yeah, the 15-minute is bearish. Like I said, I mean it's bearish on the day. Um, I was just playing off of certain levels here, thinking that we might get bounces that never came. Yeah, it's not a bad idea to trade small today. I'm trading smaller today than I did yesterday. I haven't really taken that large of size on anything this morning. And I'm glad that I haven't because, we've been getting chopped. So um, that's important too to understand kind of the way the market's acting on any given day and then adjust your size appropriately to that. Okay, so we got some greens, we got some break evens. I like it, guys. Okay, so yeah, we got flat people and small green. I like it. Um, Chris in the chat brought up a good point. He said, took your plays, but grabbed profits when he could. That's, I've said that, all week on stream. If you guys do take the trades I'm taking, they almost always go in the profit at some point. So if you guys, want to take quick profits on them, by all means do so. Um, you don't have to hold for what I'm holding for. And, we're right back here. It looks like we're coming back up to test that open range level again. Um, you know, so it's very choppy action out there. Nep, I'm thinking if we get close to that open range low, in fact, I'm putting up a starter on long right now. I think we're going to go back up and test the 90s. So that 90, like I said, has been a magnet. We can't really get that far under 90 without coming back to it this morning so far. So until we start putting a lot of distance from that level, I like to think that it's going to be holding pretty true. But yeah, I mean, it also would not surprise me if we come back up to the open range low and reject it again. Um, I'm averaging up into this. Like I said, my plan on this is thinking that we're going to go back up and get into the 90s. That's the plan that I've been, shooting the last, 15 or so minutes on here. And I don't mind, shooting for the same plan as many times as it takes. Because on the one time that it hits, it really hits. I'm adding in size on this, guys, just because my plan is that we're going to get into the 90s, and that's just my gut feeling. If I'm wrong on it, then I'm completely okay with being wrong, taking the gut punch. But if I'm right, then I want the benefit. We're at that 90 test here. Okay, there's 90. Took two contracts off there. Getting above 90. I know that 90 has been a pain for us, so I'm being mindful. Start bringing my stop loss up with me. Keeping it nice and tight, trailing here. I'll get stopped out if we give 90 back up, so I'm happy with that. See if we can get a little. All right, there we go. Stopped on that. Okay. So on that trade right there, me personally, I went, like I said, from being down 1,000 on this account to only down 400. So, one trade and I'm right back within striking distance of going green. And if you guys are new this week, or today, I mean, that's what I mean by like if, you know, you have a conviction on something, if you think the chart's telling you this, keep shooting your shot. I mean, you can miss as many times as it takes with a nice tight stop loss. Like what, you lose, couple $100 or something if you're wrong, but if you're right, then the risk reward is just in your favor. So I might have sold that too early right there. That's okay. I'm happy locking in that green and being almost a green on the day. So not a bad trade right there. Not a bad trade. Now we are back into the open range, which is that's the chop zone. I mean, trading inside of the open range, you're trading in some chop. So what I want to do is I want to see if we get a candle to close above the open range low, and if that happens, then maybe we can at least go up and test 6,000. But if it fails the open range low right here, then we could look for another short. So no bias either way. We're using this open range level to tell us, what we're going to do. But yeah, choppy action on the morning so far, but we're staying calm, we're shooting the ball, and we're going to be okay. Looks like we want a 6,000 test, though. Like I said, we couldn't really get that much distance away from 90. I'll put a little two contract starter on right here um, with the anticipation that we're going to test 6,000. We got a 5-minute candle that closed above that open range low. So, I'm going to let it ride. Give me a couple more points here, and I'll be happy. Okay, take one of those right there. And see if this other one can actually get into the 6,000s. What's up, Sasha? Good to see you. I think that was a little tease of 6,000. I don't think that's the full play yet. I think it was just teasing us, and it has a little bit more in store for us. That's my hope. We're just hovering around this open range low. Um, I'm just thinking that it's going to hold it. About 50 more seconds here. We need it to just hold above the open range low, which is around the 90 area. Yeah, I mean, last night was a good night to short, that's for sure. 87 points, that's incredible. Okay, so we got a couple seconds here. Just wanting to hold above 90. Okay, I put another one on, playing off of this 90 area here. I think we can get that 6,000 again, guys. As long as we're staying around this 90 area, I'm okay with staying long. That's our magnet of the day. Put a stop loss right there at 85. I don't want to go under 85 on it. Might hit me on this one, guys. All right, so yeah, getting stopped on that again. Um, so, I'm just getting chopped around a little bit. Nothing crazy. Like I said, I'm down $900 now. Um, but I'm okay with taking the shots like this. And, like I keep saying, I keep stops, relatively tight, um, knowing fully well I could get stopped out. And I'll just go back into it. You guys see, I have no problem going back into the same trade. It's just I don't want to have such a wide stop and I get completely wrecked, and then I'm down, $3,000, $4,000 that I can't pull myself out of. I can pull myself out of 900 pretty easily. 3 to 4,000, it'll take me probably the course of the day, and then I'll be flat, best case scenario, or I lose more. I still, as long as we're staying around that 90 area, I still think along. Yeah, I'm going long again, guys. I'm just playing that 90 area. Again, if you guys don't, have the risk tolerance to do it, then by all means just don't. Like I'll be the guinea pig on this trade. But I do think that we're going to pop 90 again. All right, we're above 90 again. So now I want to rally up above it. 'Our ideas on all these trades has been right. It's just the price action has been a little bit choppy, and there's nothing that anybody that's trading can do about it. I wish I could control the market. We would all become trillionaires in 2 days. All right, taking one of those off right there. If this trade keeps going, I'm about to go green on the day, guys. Nandi was just playing games with us. It's okay. I love the circus. I love games. Don't know who it's talking to. Take another one off. Now I got one contract I'm going to let ride. Um, put it right there at 92.50 and see if I can go clear that previous wick. Let's go. Pull it up some more. Right under the 95 area. Oh, yeah. Just give me 6,000. Come on. Pull it up some more with me. Because I'm not giving back any of this profit, guys. There's 6,000. Let's go. I'm just going to keep pulling. There we go. All right. And just like that, we go from, down 1,000 on the morning to I'm now green. 202 of those accounts and like 3,800 in my larger account. So I will take it. We were getting chopped up, on some back-to-back trades. But like I keep saying all week, guys, I just keep shooting the ball. Um, you know, if my setup's there, I don't care if I miss the shot 3 times. If it looks open to me, I'll take it again and make it all back. So that's a good example of that. Just manage your risk, kind of identify what the chart wants to do, know how certain levels are going to act. And that's like why each morning I'm like, all right, well, our levels that we're playing off of today are XYZ, or this is a frustrating level, blah, blah, blah. And then we keep playing around those levels. And, you know, if you shoot the ball, risk a couple $100, whatever. Shoot the ball again, you're down another couple hundred, okay. And then when it hits for you, all of that's erased. So we are now green on the day. I like this. And, it's still going higher. Like, yeah, I could have made more profit there, but I never care about profits that I could have made because it doesn't matter. You can't go spend any money by telling people, oh, if I would have held this trade a little bit longer, I would have had this much more money. Like, yeah, cool story, man. But happy with it. Survived the chop so far. Um, I'll probably be ending the stream here just because, um, you know, my mental capital on the morning needs a little bit of a recharge. That chop zone, was getting a little bit frustrating. We stayed calm in it. And now to regulate emotions again, I'm going to remove myself, probably go get another cup of overly priced coffee from Starbucks, and then come back and then trade the evening session. Yeah, the PA has been terrible, Sasha. Like last week was trash. Like last week was way worse than this week. But this week's still not been the greatest by any means. We've just been navigating it, the best that anybody can in the price action. But yeah, you know, risk management above everything. Um, how are you guys? Like, are we mostly green in the chat today? Let me look over at the Twitter chat too. We have 1,400 people on the Twitter chat. 3 out of 3 green on a Friday. Nice. Okay. So the census that I'm getting, guys, is we're green. Going live for the evening session. I don't know if I'll go live or not, Chris. I might. I'll be, posting my levels on Twitter regardless. But yeah, the chat's green. This is what I like, guys. So you guys see, like we're trading live time here. Like nothing is hidden from you guys. I'm not, just saying, oh, I think it could do this or could do that. Taking trades off screen, and then if they work out, show you guys the winners and not show you the losses. So every trade that I take, win or lose, it's live on screen for you guys to evaluate. Laugh if you want to or celebrate with me. But it's very transparent, and this is trading. Nobody has a perfect win record. Some days nothing hits for me. But you just got to stay calm in it and then just keep a cool head about yourself. And when the shot comes, you can make it all back if you don't go on tilt. Um, so as long as you guys are making money on these streams, you're learning from it, then our goal is achieved. Like streamers, their goal shouldn't be to just come on here, yell and scream at you guys and just try to flex. I'm the greatest of all time. That's not, first off, it's not true. I'm not the greatest of all time. It's just stay humble, keep your stream to where people can learn and bank with you. And I think that's the whole goal of it. So thank you guys for watching these streams this week. I hope you all had a nice week with us, learned something, and made some money. So I'll see you guys on stream Monday, and then I'll be around on Twitter the rest of the day too.